should be live right now, guys.
Walk it in. Again. He actually got that ball on the ground with the 10-yard line, so it's a pretty good return.
Heck of a return. A little slippery between the hash mark from the 40 to about all the way down the end zone.
I've never seen Speedy drive a football field.
They got 8 viewers.
You gotta do what you gotta do this time of year, I guess.
I know the field was a big concern for tonight's game.
Yeah.
They actually
His disciple of the soil.
members of staff, students working on it for most of the day, trying to get it ready for tonight.
That's why in the shotgun. Give is gonna be 2 Cameron Jordan. He's
Cameron Jordan on the handoff.
2. Defense is ready for that one, Coach.
Yeah, I think, well, they played before, so I think they have changed their defense, according to Coach Hathaway. They've gone to a 5 now, early in the play sequence to stop the run. So Levitt may have to throw the ball a little more than usual.
Calmer again. He's cutback. He's over midfield. He has the sideline. I'll take that back together. Maybe Calmer, sorry. Funny for the first down.
Take my program there, big fella?
Might have.
I wanted to see who made the nice block on the corner, 19.
I saw that too.
Lancer, Keegan Lancer.
Great play a lot last week.
Yes.
So, but he. You want to talk about like.
Jordan in motion.
Hathaway.
Undo replay.
It's going to be gives to
Replay easy.
Deshaun Conley.
You want to do a replay?
In the back.
Put them on replay.
It's going to be a loss.
Deshaun Conley has that number 23. Connor
The
Davis.
plan is they're in a 50, a 5 front, and their plan is they're going to stop the inside
Say we want to
read
go to his
much as
Loss on the play, second down and 11.
throw the ball and
Put a replay.
the
We want
beat
the
them
sound
outside.
from that replay. So we want to mute
Second
it
12.
because it's also going to
That
get
sweeps
We
again.
just
their
this way.
voices. So they'll be talking over those.
Wow, that first I thought they were going to mark it short. I think they.
Did they give him a touchdown?
Well, he didn't. This guy on this side didn't signal it, but I believe it is.
Damian Calder.
Yeah, again, jet sweep, and they're getting great blocks by their wide receivers. Coach Hathaway talked about that this week in the interview, talking about it's a team game and they know they need to block, and they do. I'm going to go for 2.
Go with 2. Hathaway in the backfield. Shotgun by himself. Back to pass. Then come back to the left. Come back to left. Throw across his body. It's going to be low in. No. So 6-0 Levitt. Just under a year. First 10 minutes of play.
11-6.
Now we'll see your offense for the first time.
Yeah, like I said, I think that the interesting thing is that Levitt just ran inside with a few jet sweeps the last time that these two teams played. York changed the defense specifically to stop that. And so Levitt twice had 2 big gainers with jet sweep where they got outside with great blocking by their wide receivers and touchdown with 10:38 to go. So great start.
If you want to swap them.
Better than that.
Once again, very crucial in these opening moments that both teams try to keep the mistakes very low.
It's difficult to score it up like that. Now we get you up on the heels a little bit. So before we went on the other topic, the mood at school the last few days was that ready for this?
Oh, everyone has just been. That's been the talk of the town for the the last week. Ever since last game ended, this was the talks of Levitt versus York began. So.
What you can do is have that other one.
That's the way kicking again.
We saw that, yeah. Beginning of the game. Left-footed, remember?
And you can just kind of
Throws right, kicks left. Given.
25. Oh,
Look at this. Super tackle.
Hendrickson on the return.
Hendrickson on the return. Bring it up to the 47-yard line. York line, first and 10 in good field position.
Damian Calder making the tackle.
yeah, I was saying one of the things that I think a shake last year because
York takes
they
over
did
the first down
a
and
match
10.
before this particular game, and you don't know how people are going to react to it, and it just takes the wind out of your sails. And glad to see that they're back in
Almost a little confused on defense. Shotgun formation for the Wildcats. So we got the pass. So we go to the top, complete. Number 33, Noah.
Taken down by Wyatt Hathaway, who is actually playing defense right now.
Yeah, I think he expected that they might start to throw the ball a little more than they did last time because they didn't run the ball at all on them. And I think spreading them out and trying to throw the ball means
Very interesting move considering their usual backup quarterback, Hunter Hayes, is out all season.
Jet sweep.
Yeah, I think that they realized, and I think we've seen this all year, Levitt's offensive and defensive lines have have not been able to run inside on them. And so I think they're going to have to get outside and they're going to have to throw the ball.
Second down and
I
9.
think that pass first played the.
Yeah, and it was a good one.
York might have caught Levitt off guard a little bit. See White halfway now is pretty deep. Free safety. If you pass over to the side, complete.
Nice pass completed number 6, Evan Burgoyne.
Ever Burgoyne on the reception.
21, Mark Irvin making the tackle.
Throw, nice tight
Yeah, throw the
spiral.
ball well.
I think if I'm York, I would definitely stick to the pass game here.
I mean, Bob Gordon will fix it. I tell you one thing that I miss seeing when you watch you play is Randy Small.
Sure.
Oh,
Yep.
we did that game, his last game, walking off at Freiburg. It's gonna be quarterback keeper, like a spin move. Looks like
Quarterback keeper. There is a flag on the play.
Face mask or hold. I'm gonna guess face mask. But yeah, let's keep it.
for the call here.
I just have this sense it's going to be a high-scoring game. First down. And personal foul.
Oh, no, horse call.
Personal foul against the Hornets. Horse collar tackle. The ball is marked inside the 10. It's first and goal of Wildcats.
First and goal. Oh, we talked about it last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, only place that has it so far that I've seen anyway.
It's coming this way to Hendrickson. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he's going to get much there.
Dave Hendrickson on the carry.
So again, I think that York, I'm going to beat a dead horse here. I think they realized they're in a jet sweep again, and then they ran a quarterback keeper on the edge.
Kevin Jordan on the
Inside
stop.
against this left line. I think they're going to try to run outside and throw the ball. Looks like both teams are going to do the same thing.
Finds the shotgun again. Two split to the right. To the over the middle, complete. Last week, and they got a York player down hurt. I just see where forward progress gave him the ball. It's going to be what,
Yeah, that'll.
3?
I guess I was just going to say that. That'll depend on what that is. It kept running for a long time, and no whistle because we were listening for it. It's going to take it down in pretty close. Just a fake of the read and then a pop to the end, quick slant.
Ball marked for the Buffalo 1, third and goal.
See if they see some teams like to go under center here when they're that close. It looks like they're gonna. The Hines will be under center. Coach Bondavy's on the sideline, his hands up. I don't think he likes this. He does not, and Hines is gonna be.
Boy, they're late on the signal. What are they?
They're saying he's not in. Wow, they're gonna mark him short.
Not sure how you see that from the edge. It's always been one of my complaints. It's hard to see that from anywhere. 4th down.
So 4th and goal. Imagine this stand.
Very interesting look here for the Wildcats.
Well, if they try to do that again, they're going to turn it in. They don't want to get hit in the backfield.
And he is in for a touchdown.
I think they're going to make it initially.
Yeah, I kind of made that spin at the to the left at the last second. I think it got him the extra yard, but he was stopped at first.
Just a very technical move. Very interesting look here for the Hornets as well, as they're not very used to teams striking back.
Yeah, that's a good reply to the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
The longer it goes, the more tense you get about trying to score. See, they got a kicker, as Palmer likes to say.
And they got a good kicker.
Do.
So it's good. York's going to take a 7-6 lead here.
You know, that may be a factor later on. You know, you need a short field goal. They got a heck of a kicker. So.
And the other thing, too, is your extra points add up. Got theirs, Levitt did not.
Where were we doing the game? Was that the game they've been talking about in the paper, the Winthrop, whatever we were talking about having a kicker?
Winthrop had one.
You kept saying, Winthrop's got a kicker.
I like a good kicker. Raw start in high school football.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Cats can do is a steady one, couldn't they?
Well, how about he's a freshman, the Oxford Hills kicker. I forget his name, but the game we did, he was 7 for 7.
Well, I know, yeah. And I did a game down at Bonnie Eagle. The kicker was playing soccer. He missed the first 3, and then he came back and got the last 3 or 4. They scored enough points to get in some practice.
So York will kick off. It's another squibber. So we field it at the 25. To take it over the right side. He has room. He's in a different corner. One man to beat. He's got all of them taking. 37.
Pretty much where his brother returned it earlier. Yeah. So
I would say that the speed of Levitt is very evident. Any chance they get and break through the line of scrimmage and get outside, it isn't going to be good. They don't have the speed to stay there.
Levitt has actually lost one of their key components.
Yes.
Garrett J. Bush is
broken leg or something.
Yeah, special teams. He's one of the guys.
The diagnosis is unofficial yet. It has not been released to the press, but all we know is that he's out indefinitely.
Flag on the play. Peabody.
Alan Peabody on the carry.
Yeah, just a straight out lead. Started to the left, go off to the right, and beat everybody. Now we'll see what the flag's going to be.
Personal foul, face mask on Levitt.
So I think that's the same first out when you do the stick on. You cannot grab the face mask. You can put it out, but you can't grab it.
Is that a spot foul?
Yes, yeah, we don't see that very often.
Definitely not seen this year.
We usually let that go.
Because it's a different game.
They must have shot the ball. Don't worry about it. You can just pick the other one up.
So it's going to be probably 1st and 5, 1st and 4.
At least not that far for a second. That's a
Scoreboard says on the right side, Henry Jordan. He's going to have a first down.
Yeah, they like to get that big body around the edge. You don't see many running backs that have number 1.
He steps out of bounds, but number 4 gets up a first down.
He gets up ahead of steam and gives him a ball.
Timeout York. They're first to that.
Timeout.
I think one thing that goes unnoticed with Camden Jordan is his just absolute fearlessness to just, put his body on the line just to make sure that, he'll put his body on the line for the team. I think that's one thing that they appreciate over there.
We saw the play last week where they threw the swing pass, and just about the time the receiver reached up for it, he leveled it. Ooh, that was something.
And we saw it coming too.
Yeah, that may be the best hit we saw all year. That was something else. So kind of an early timeout. So I think probably your coach is talking about, we put in the 5 for a reason. We need to stop this running attack. Levitt hasn't thrown a pass yet, which that's one of Hathaway's strengths. He's a good runner, but he can throw the ball out. So let's see what develops from that.
Just a little off topic, but I remember about maybe 6:35, 6:40 in October. There was two people that were on the York side and the bleachers. Now look at it.
Well, you know, it's
Later
a
on in the
ways. It's a
crowd.
ways now that you think about it. It's about as far as you can go.
Jet sweeper on the left side.
Marky Herman's first carry tonight.
That's not his first carry. Looks like he's going to be maybe here now. Where are they going to mark it now? Maybe.
Marker brought down by.
Yeah, I think again, you know, it's one of their favorite plays, jet sweep, and they string it out.
Sure, he was late, second down.
For a block, and they fake it, running the ball.
Yeah, Wayne Chapman.
Take them in and then.
And it's going to be blown dead.
Usually means it's on the offense.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. A little start against the Hornets.
Levitt here on the
I
first.
forgot, 5
Yeah,
minutes
if I was
penalties,
going to
still
talk
the
about the
second
keys of the
down.
game, I was going to say they need to be able to run the ball, they need to stay away from penalties, and they can't look by to next week.
So your second 15. It's going to be a gift to Jordan on the right side. Great tackle there. Got him at the ankle. I can't see that one.
Kevin Jordan brought down number 7,
You're
Leavitt.
going to get Jordan down. You're not going to hit him high. Kind of like Brock.
Yeah, it really reminds me of him. Yeah, I think the jet sweep with him is a little more difficult. He's not quite as fast as Herman
Third down and 15.
or either of the Calder.
5:25 to play here in the first. It's 7-6. You're open to lead. Alpha's will go back to pass. Oh, he got the defender split. Jordan Mason is going to top end, and Jordan's going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. This is another halfway picking that up, and Jordan was wide open.
Yeah, Mason, you can see that on replay, right? To see who the defender was. I don't know if they're going to run that, but yeah, what he did is he faked a quick skinny post, they call it, and then he just when he stopped, the defender fell and blew wide open.
I think it was Riley Lynn. Makes sense. He listed as a cornerback.
And again, I think that's one of the things. It looks to me like they're going to be man-to-man with trying to put 8 or 9 in the box, and they're very susceptible to the pass game.
Hathaway in the gun. Going to the right. Come back to the left. Good blocking. He's going to have it. He's going to run himself and take it in. 2-point conversion is good. We got a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they ran everybody. The fake was inside. The receivers ran inside and then out to the right-hand corner of the end zone. Nobody open. Good coverage by York. And when Wyatt Hathaway decided, nobody open, I'll roll the other way. Everybody was on the other end side of the field, so he waltzed into the end zone.
Yeah, he was pretty much untouched that whole entire play. It's just so elusive.
We're talking about, this weather right now possibly being a wake-up call from the NBA. Get football season done around right now instead of a couple of weeks left. Then we talked about how a lot of these athletes, whether it be basketball or indoor track for Levitt, are going to miss the first week of the winter season because of this.
I mean, I know there aren't very many teams that are in this situation if they go to the state game, but I don't care. Start the season.
Even if you go to Regional Finals, you still get no break at all.
That's right. So what I had here, why we
Oh,
brought this
yeah.
little
It's going to be awful. Another guy in Levitt, your guy in Levitt has it. Wow.
two ways, so the nice and then do the flag.
Denver Taylor, the junior.
Wow. I don't know if he meant, looked like he meant to do that, but
I'm not sure what the
Denver Taylor.
He was running the other way.
yeah.
That is big.
Yeah, those
Long mark of 44, first down and 10 points.
Those are kill high school teams, without a doubt.
I was just thinking that maybe it would take Levitt to get a stand on defense to really turn things around, but this might be better.
Denver Taylor getting some props down there for pretty much everyone in the sidelines. It was a very great kick by Wyatt Hathaway.
Keyshawn Calder on the carry.
Sean Calder on the carries and picking up 2.
The first by number 50, Chris Fletcher. Second down and 8.
Halfway's going to keep it. We're going to flag down. He's going to be brought down in the backfield for the loss. You see what the flag is. Legal shift.
I think one of the linemen, yeah.
Right Hathaway, right down number 72, Joe Elder.
I think one of the linemen moved.
There was a flag on the play.
It'll be procedure, I believe.
They got they signaled the legal shift.
Okay, then.
Illegal shift against the Hornets.
Oh, you even know what that is.
Coach Hathaway shot back.
To be honest, Coach Palmer,
I'm like, I wouldn't hear one of
Every now and then I get a call right.
they're going to define it.
I don't even know what that means.
So they figured they probably would have gotten what? They only would have went back about 3 more yards and we're going to replay second down, so you might as well just take it now. It'll be a 3rd and 12 now. 4:20 to play here in the first. It's 14-7 Levitt. Hathaway's going to be back to pass. Roll it right. The throw, it's complete. We're going to shorten the first down by a yard. We had a late flag there. That's going to be a little different.
Yeah, from here, they're all the way across the field, and we've got the bleachers in between us. It's hard to see personal foul. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's what it was, late hit. We can't see from here.
Was there an outlaw paper?
This was a personal foul against York.
Warren and
Yeah.
I didn't read the outline. I just saw the headline.
2 big ends.
Yeah.
Boy, they are that. You know, you don't realize when you're up here, but you can't tell until you're standing next to one of those kids. Because the one's so thick.
I love the change. Look at the first and 10. Ball spotted at the 20. So you give up the middle. He's throwing heads for probably with a 5-yard gain. Anybody.
By number 23, Connor Daly. Number 7, Riley Lynn also in on the stop.
Mason doesn't know what we're talking about.
Again, 5, second down and 5.
It's an old cartoon, a long time ago.
Speaking of old cartoons, I see Bones of the Clown died recently. 89.
They all wear the same colors.
York has done a good job pressuring Hathaway tonight, but I think he's done a pretty good job avoiding that.
Yes, he has. Some good quarterbacks do.
David Calder.
York can
By number 7, Riley Lynn.
giving Levitt those huge runs right now. But Levitt's eating up some clock, and again, those are the things that wear down the defense.
Loss on the play, 3rd down and 6.
Hathaway's going to come to the lefty out to pass. Quick strike's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. That could catch.
Connor Daly.
Maybe a short loss. I can't tell. That's spotty. No, they're going to give me yards, so it's going to be 2nd goal from 5.
But again, Levitt relentless in this offensive attack. You got to pay attention to the run game. You got to pay attention to the pass game, and they weigh you down.
Hathaway back to pass. He's going to the right now. Has a guy in the corner of the end zone. Damian Calder, and they're going to say no. Dropped it.
Ooh, that was a risky pass, and that guy picks that. I'd say this is kind of a big couple of plays here for York. You know, if they can hold off Levitt here, you know, they get a little spark. But if Levitt can punch it in, 2-score game.
Flag down. Hold the another flag down to the back of the inside. 23.
I think one of them was a hold, the other one might have been a face mask. Yeah, that's.
Deshaun Calder.
If you take a look at
on the
Deshaun
carry. The flag's on the play.
his shoulder pad is exposed, almost like somebody pulled on the inside of his collar.
All the flags on the play.
So we don't have any signal yet. If this is looking over the York bench with the captain, looks like it's going to be on Levitt, so I'm guessing hold it.
Call this.
Disappeared before you even said it.
Yeah, we got the first touchdown when we were down.
Yeah,
We
so
have two holdings.
two holding
There were two holding calls on the play.
position for them because it's a spot foul, so they're going to take it back. So
York will decline one, taking the spot foul. Third middle from the 17.
trip to the right.
Yep, halfway in the gun, gives man in motion. He'll be back to pass. Over the middle, Jamore is wide open.
What they did there was by putting the trip to the right and running the only remaining back in motion, it made them go to man-to-man, and now they got a mismatch. They've got a big, tall, rangy tight end who catches the ball well. Against a little small linebacker, wide open with a touchdown. Great play design by Coach Hathaway and his staff.
And Fulmore just got going there. He absolutely, he just outran that linebacker. It was just wide open over the top. Good job to Hathaway for recognizing that.
Even Jordan Hugh will be in for the
So again, that was a big sequence because they had a 10-yard
27 remains in the first.
turned them down and ran it well designed play to the tight end, give them their third touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So instead of York getting the ball deep in their own territory with a chance to get it out and maybe kick it out of trouble, they're down another touchdown. So nice sequence by the Hornets.
I'm sure York is really feeling the effects of that onside kick.
Yeah.
They
No
wish
doubt.
they could get
No
that.
Like Ryan said, it changed the momentum. There really wasn't any momentum established by the Hornets other than that first long touchdown run, and then the onside kick just changed all of that.
Sure, York's going to be ready for anything now.
But I'm saying in this first quarter, it lasted forever.
Huge kick to Field at the 19. We're going to get another good run back here. Still on his feet, puts his head down.
Taken down by the kicker.
Bring him down about the 47-yard line.
Number 5, Wyatt Hathaway.
7 Riley Lynn.
That happens. The kick goes through somebody's legs, and everybody relaxes.
First down in Santa York.
And then bang, all of a sudden the return guy gets up into the coverage and it's by everybody.
Very nice tackle there from Wyatt Hathaway.
Still 1:19 to play here in the first. It's 22-7. Levitt over York. Southern Maine Class C final.
Trip to the left
Not up here either.
Pass 2. Giants to win. They pick up about 8, maybe 9.
Hines pass completed number 7, Riley Lynn. He's brought down at 6, Alan
and then
Leroy.
came right back, and instead of trying to go down the sideline, Lynn cut it inside, which is a little bit different. Go against the grain. Whoops, he didn't get as much as I thought.
Did something change? Because I feel like the regional final games are always played on Saturday afternoon. That seems to be a lot more than being played on Friday night
It
now.
used to be a rule, and
Yeah.
they changed that several
As
years
long
ago.
as
Gave you
both
choice.
schools agree, right?
Yep. Yeah, when Josh was here, they ended up playing Kennebunk on Saturday.
Carter Daly on the carry.
It's a daily. We'll have nothing first down.
Use it first man with 76, Jacobs Bernardi.
Off the foul. A big lineman always helped these little skinny backs up off the ground. Nobody's helping the lineman out.
The run, however, good enough for a Wildcat first down.
This is when you don't.
Once again, the Levitt line, one of the the most humble parts of the team.
Here's the way. Be the last play of
Just
the
for him personally.
first quarter. See if they even snap it. They will. Nicely back to pass. It's going to be, oh, Wyatt Hathaway slipped. He had that picked off, too.
Once again, in that tough part of the field right there, as you can see, it's kind of...
Yeah, I think he slipped.
Team having pass ball incomplete.
I hope he didn't roll his ankle.
It'll be the final play of the first quarter.
He's probably more mad than anything.
Yeah, he thought he had a chance.
22-7.
22-7, you score after one. 11 lead after York. Selecting Class C. Final, winner will go to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I did. Are you buzz media in? Yeah, look at you go. What's going on over here, troublemaker?
Videoing it.
I know, I can see that. Video lady. Thanks, guys.
Fitzpatrick Stadium. I'm sure they are. Granted, they do win this game. They're going to be extremely excited.
Flag on the play.
Except that's what we were talking about. They'll be.
Oh yeah, Friday night, Class C, they'll be at UMaine. They won't be at Fitzy, but still, it's a state championship game.
Hey,
I don't care where I'm playing, it's a state championship
still
game.
counting.
It's yours. A 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So 5-yard penalty, I didn't see it, that's when it's all start. Just underway here in the second. 22-7, Levitt with the lead. York will have it second and 15 from...
I was going to say, it took 2 seconds off the clock. It shouldn't be any. They just put it back on.
Hands back to pass. And no, here's a late flag. 2 of them.
Here's going to be offensive pass.
On his pass instead of number 33, Noah Cameron Hollis. It falls incomplete. There are flags on the play.
Here's the the Levitt back, got both hands on the shoulders of
That's going to have been the call, yeah.
Pass interference against Levitt.
I think it's the most difficult call in football. Softball pass interference. You watch the pros, what those officials do, and they still don't get it right most of the time. The difference in high school and college is 15 yards out, it's not where the ball, where the call was. So it's a little different.
Back to pass. Little floater, wide open, caught.
It's number 23.
It's going to be 23, the fullback.
On his pass. Including the Connor Daly.
So they bought the,
Right down number 5, Wyatt Hathaway.
I call banana, curl banana there.
The completion.
They ran a post. They ran the outside receiver hard inside and
Who's the ball?
back of the backfield on one of the linebackers.
At about the
They had a
6.
swing man for a flare.
First and goal,
Put
Wildcats.
that in the cover.
First and goal here from 6. Hines going to keep it himself up the middle. It's going nowhere. Forward progress was blown dead. Levitt did come away with the ball, but it was after the whistle.
Team Hines brought down by the 60, Isaiah Bain. Gain on the play, second and goal.
Shotgun formation, remain in motion. That play is going on. Who was that? He actually tackled the guy from the ground. He had fallen down.
Number 60. 60. That is Isaiah Bone.
Yeah, he was actually on the ground.
Connor Daly brought down by Isaiah Bain.
That was a little bit of a wrinkle on not a jet sweep, but it looked like a jet, but he turned up inside. So I don't know if tackle power play
Hines pass, falls incomplete. It'll bring up a fourth and goal from the 5. Hines knocked out of bounds. There were flags on the end of the play.
Especially very close to the goal line. I think the main focus is to tackle the ball carrier. Sometimes that gets overlooked.
It was a personal foul against the Hornets. It was a dead ball foul. So the Hornets will take over on down. Deshaun Calder, but then number 23, Connor Daly. Fletcher. For 72.
Nice job to get out. Again, they were in the shadow of the end zone and just kept it on the ground and just
Shot. Calder's run good enough for a Hornet first down.
Why am I sweating?
looks like the high school.
Yes, he did get that ball inside there.
Well, they got a nice shot.
Brought down by number 33, Noah Sarmahalis. But Calder's going to go there for a Hornet push down. Alan Peabody brought down by Chris Fletcher. No gain. Second down and 10.
Well, you know, again,
Timeout, Hornets. They're first with the half.
This is one of the closer Levitt football games we have not seen scored this close in quite a while. Usually by this time the game will have quite a few points, but
It doesn't work!
Calder. He steps out of bounds, but not before picking up a Hornets first down.
It's
Where's Moran? Personal foul against Levitt. Yardage added to the end of the play. Ball run to the 32. First out and 10 good. Pass to team number 33, Karen Hollis. He's brought down by Cameron Jordan. Second down. Connor Daly on the carry. Jacob Bernardian on the hit. The one's good enough for a Wildcat first down. Full marker to 19. Penalty. 2 first down.
I don't care.
Sean Culver. Second down and 15. Knocked out by number 58, Tommy Casey. Third down and 15.
Understand me? I don't want to see any more of it. Get behind there and stay there.
After the interception, holding against the Hornets, they'll move the ball back.
I didn't see anybody doing
It's only 18. First down and 10 left.
Deshaun Calder.
And he's gone. Wow. Talk about a game of a quick strike. The third one for Levitt.
Wow.
That's going 82 yards.
Wow. I mean, it was just a read, and he broke a tackle, and he was gone. Wow.
So Damien makes the interception, and then Deshaun makes the 82-yard run.
That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? We know those names pretty well now.
This season, the Calders have become the talk of the town here.
Sure. Wow. Like I say, big play, strikeability. Incredible. I expected to be an offensive explosion for both teams, though.
I did too. I didn't expect this. Hathaway's going to be back to pass. Over the middle, it's going to be knocked away. Point after. 2-point conversion will be no good. 3:56 on the clock. 36-7. Levitt with the lead.
Yeah, 2 minutes ago, thereabouts, Mason said, wow, that's a pretty close game. And it still may be, but wow, Levitt's big strikeability. The long pass to Marn, and then Calder with a gigantic 82-yard scamper. Broke one tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And look out, boys and girls. You're not going to catch him.
Wow. All I got.
There is a, no pun intended, a buzz in the crowd.
Yes.
Been saving that. I've been saving that all week. Buzz in the crowd. Huh?
I like it.
One time, you know that I went to Brewer High School, and when I was principal here at Levitt, I went up to see Levitt at Brewer. Every kid from Brewer had they're orange black. They had an orange fly swatter for the Hornets. I thought that was about as good as it gets right there. Good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the crowd interaction is just on point tonight for the Hornets.
As it should be, the regional final. Probably, I mean, you know better than I do, as it has probably been all year.
Yep, we've had Chloe Bellegarde, usually each year a senior takes over as the leader of the crowd, and she has done a very good job here this year.
Travel well, too, go to away games?
I do believe so.
Yep.
So that's about an 8-yard return. They went to the kick, went to the 30, and they got it about the 37, I guess.
Hines will be back to pass.
Throws a deep one.
Deep one. It's going to be intercepted. Nope.
Oh.
It's going to be complete to Hendrickson. Interesting.
Amazing catch there by Hendrickson.
I thought Calder had that. He come down.
Could have gone either way, I think, until they came up with it. Yeah.
Called jump ball.
Nice job by Hines to roll out and really throw a perfectly thrown ball.
Well executed play.
If York wants to stay in this game, they really need to try to get something here before the half. They're spending quite a bit of time getting their play in, even though they're going no huddle. They're down to 9 seconds.
It's back to pass over the middle to Hendrickson again. So incomplete.
Taken down. Deshaun Calder slow to get up.
Probably all out of breath and running 82 yards.
Yeah. Deshaun Calder
Gonna give him a break.
not getting very many breaks tonight.
He's coming off one now.
Doing
Well
it on
deserved.
both ends.
Looks like the wind's picking up, Ryan. It's running,
Yeah.
it's blowing across the
Gone
field
across the
towards the
field,
York
yeah.
bench.
I don't think that has affected York's quarterback yet, as he has just
Boy.
been throwing spiral after spiral.
It's got a cannon.
Throws another deep one.
Deep one. It's going to be
Herman on the coverage. Nice
intended
job.
for- Is that number 6? We're going just off the fingertips.
Yeah, boy, and that ball was, again, well thrown. Laid up in the air. Only your guy gets it. And just tipped away.
It's going to be the 3rd and 10. Daly in motion. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't cut up towards the line of scrimmage. For one thing. Again, I go back to one of my favorite sayings. You can't, if you want to beat a good team, you can't have penalty after penalty. You just can't do it. Or turnovers. Bruins lead Toronto 1-0 after the first.
The other night, how did that game go to a shootout?
I turned it off.
did
I
too.
said 4-0. This
Yes.
one's in the bag.
I turned
no
it
problem.
back on. They're in a shootout. I'm like, wait a minute.
What happened? And they're horrible in shootouts.
Exactly.
Horrible. Well, he uses different guys, so. That was a risky. It was supposed to be a screen pass,
It
and
was,
it was covered. And
Jordan blew that out.
whew, he tried to throw it in there anyway. That's what you got to love about Brady. He understands how to
Yeah.
throw it down at somebody's legs or something and get out and have another play.
Timeout. York's not call timeout.
4th and 15 here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, no question, 4-down territory.
If I was York, I would definitely not want to give the ball back to the Hornets right now, especially with 3 minutes left, and they've just been scoring.
There could be a minute and a half left, and I still wouldn't want to give it back to the Hornets.
The good news when you throw the ball is you can move it and it doesn't run a lot of time off the clock. The problem is it doesn't run a lot of time off the clock, and you're going to give Levitt more time. So, good news, bad news. Although Levitt hasn't needed much time. They've been
Not
some
at all.
long scoring plays.
Trips to the right this time. Tying back to pass. It's going to be over the head, so we turn over on downs.
Not a bad idea. I really think that it wouldn't hurt them to throw more of those, where a little stay pattern where you run down and just do a little quick hook and pick up as much out as you can. As long as the quarterback's got an arm like Hines does, not going to get it intercepted. So they've given it back to Levitt.
2:56 on the clock, and that's an eternity for the Levitt Hornets. York will get the ball start second half, but it might be too late for that.
Hand off to Peabody.
Peabody's going to be back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a little bit slow developing there. He wasn't any place to go, and he wasn't sure where to run, and he kind of went back and forth and just nothing doing.
Second down and 9.
You gain a 1 to be second and 9. Clock still ticking, 2:20 to play here in the half.
Everything on point for the Hornets here tonight, but of course it is probably not the time to be thinking about states, as there's a lot more game to go, and
Especially in
anything can happen.
high school sports, huh, Coach? Anything happen in a high school sporting event.
Oh, you just have no idea. You have no idea.
I'm sure this is something Hathaway has warned them, you know, if they
yeah.
do get up early in the first to, you know, just keep going, because it is it's not over until that final whistle.
Yeah, that would have been one of my keys to the game, is stay focused. You just don't know what's going to happen. Play it till it's over. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Put the gloves on. That
chilly.
Coach Wing had all week.
A little colder in here as the window got open to avoid the glare.
A little better quality picture. I totally understand.
Yeah, I wasn't saying close it because of the cold. I was saying close it because of the crowd noise. It was like, whoa. They fired up.
The interesting part is it's always like this over in the home side. If it's opening, you know, midway through the season, it is always just this loud, and they're always pumped up. See their Hornets. Eddie Kern, he's running downfield.
He's taken down on about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. Clock's ticking, 53.3 on the clock.
Timeout to move the chains. I don't know. Hathaway, I believe, still has 2 timeouts.
As good as they are with the clock management, they're probably not going to need a timeout. Yeah.
Right on the play. Ball start against the Hornets.
A little bit more of that than we're used to for the Hornets. Kind of a little sloppy in the. I think that's maybe the 3rd illegal procedure, I think. And a couple of late hits or whatever they were on that other sideline. We couldn't really see from here.
Illegal shift, too.
Hathaway throws a long bomb to Damian Calder.
That's going to, dropped.
Dropped. Just through the hands of Damian Calder.
Yeah, the defender ran in front of him just as it got to him. I think it just threw him off just enough.
Luckily, the clock is stopped with 19.9 right now.
I think if Hathaway could have gotten it out there initially, it was a long throw, but he was open.
So we get a second 15 here.
A battle between, I'd say, 2 great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I agree. Is the York quarterback a senior?
I don't know.
Junior. Hathaway back to pass. Just scramble
Faces
out.
pressure.
He's going to throw it away. 14.2 on the clock.
Yeah, that's a heady play. You don't want to get caught sacked back there. You want to get a shot at getting the first down, calling timeout. It's like coach is going to call a timeout anyway. The Reeds. Twice for the other one.
So we have a couple of reads to get to.
Yes. We've got one from
Anthony's Food Shop.
Yes.
In Lunchbox.
In York, and then
York, Louis' proud sponsor of tonight's York Wildcat playoff action at Anthony's Food Shop. Pizza is their best passion, using only the freshest ingredients and baked in their stone hearth oven. Their award-winning pizza attracts customers from all over. Dine in, take out, or they'll deliver. When it comes to coffee, Anthony believes that the fresher the better. Roasted daily in small batches, their signature brand, Anthony's Small Batch Roasters, guarantee you'll get the freshest cup in town. Anthony's open daily 6 to 9. Visit them at 679 Route 1 in York.
big play here.
14.2 on the clock. Hathaway's back to pass. It's the 3rd and long.
Hathaway struggles to find anyone.
He's going to get away. Ooh, that's a dangerous pass. They're going to say he was throwing. We got a late flag that comes in. Is that a grounding? It's a loss of down if it is. Yep.
Yes. Coach Hathaway's not happy.
Neither
He's
is
lucky
the
because
quarterback.
he's lucky because you could have made the case with a guy right in his face that it was a fumble, but I thought he did try to throw it. So it's going to give York the ball. Was that fourth down?
No, that's third.
Well, they're going to lose it down. Okay, so they lost the down, so now it's fourth. Just going to take a knee probably with 3 seconds.
It's fourth down. It's going to be turnover downs. Let's say keep it for 3 seconds, then drop to a knee.
Then we'll give it to Eddie Kern.
That's going to end the
Take
half.
us to the end.
36-7 at the half. We're going to take a break. Got a couple guys coming on, do some talking.
Yeah, we've got some special guests here at halftime.
We will be having Jamie Gentera and Isaiah Davis of the Levitt staff coming on to
all theirs.
So Mason, and by the way, this is Jamie Gentera coming in for the halftime show.
Coming in hot. This is Isaiah Davis also coming in for the halftime show. Mason, that was a great half. Slow start, but then a big half, huh?
Yeah, about little ways through the second quarter, I pointed out that it was a very a close game, and because it was 22-7 at that point, but now we have reached a 36-7, and Dave and Ryan have I've not heard the end of that yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna you deserve that though. But right. I thought a similar thing. It was 22-7, and they were inside like our 5-yard line.
Yeah, it did appear. I think the turning point of the game was the Denver Taylor onside kick recovery.
Yes, of course.
The DT recovery.
Now you have been talking a lot about the game, but me and Gentera want to talk about some other things. One of the things that we wanted to comment on was, did you notice how dirty some of the players' uniforms are?
Damien's especially. It was they were having I was having a tough time reading the back of his uniform. It got to the point where I wasn't looking for numbers. I was just looking for a big mud stain, and I knew that was going to be Damien's.
And then what was the number on the other team?
Number 16 in York is the only dirty player, and I mean literally dirty, not metaphorically dirty.
Right.
Hayden
Hendrickson. His uniform, filthy.
He's going to have one angry mom when he comes home. That is the truth. I don't know if there's enough Tide stick to go to get that out.
And if there is any Tide representatives listening, we would be happy to have a sponsor.
Tide sponsor.
On the air. Do you think, here's my question though for you, Mason, as an athlete. Do you think they're intentionally making their uniforms more dirty? Or do you think it's just strictly in the play game?
The working hard ruse, coach. You can't tell me I'm not working. Look how dirty.
Look how dirty my uniform is.
Especially with they're in white tonight. But Hendrickson, some big catches for him.
Yes.
That the one against Deshaun that they both had it going to the ground, and I think Hendrickson just rips it out of his arms and comes up with it. And I think he could have made the case either way that Deshaun had it, but I think he had a good job, selling it that he had it there. So,
well, it's funny you say that too, because that was a nice play for them, but there were a couple plays that were really turning points. So it's 36-7, huge lead here for the Hornets, but a couple key plays made a big difference there. Obviously, if York scored that time, they're inside the 5.
It'd be much closer.
And then you mentioned the DT picking up the onside kick.
That's kind of when I felt the momentum shift. It felt a little bit tense before that, but I was feeling the good chi after that.
Now I know, Mason, you have some insiders with the team. Did you have any idea that onside kick might be coming?
Not at all. I was not expecting that, and I think we give a lot of props to DT for sprinting out there and getting it, but that was just an amazing kick there from Wyatt Hathaway, and just a very good job for the the first few people that got there were able to kind of block the the York players who were trying to get to it, and that kind of just allowed DT to get in there.
Yeah, and there's no way York saw that coming. So, what are you looking for here in the second half? Key to the game.
As Dave said earlier, he pointed out that staying focused is probably the most important thing, because as you know, high schoolers tend to get off track, especially with talks of states coming next week. That's
Twitter.
The tweets. You don't want to be on the tweets right now.
Yeah, stay off the tweets.
No, none of the tweeting. The gramming, is that a word that they would use, Mason?
Is it an Insta or a Finsta or my Finsta? I don't.
I'm unsure of all that, but
no, that's not a thing. You're as our spokesperson for the young people.
For the youths.
Right. So obviously, Gentera's much older than you, so he doesn't have that sorts of young connections at his age.
Is that a callback to the assembly today when Mr. Gentera pointed out on Mr. Davis's age?
Yes. Well, that also is a callback to a previous reference of Gentera being said he's a lot older than me by students.
I think it needs to be said right now that I am 10 years younger than Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis was actually my high school history teacher. So knowing that, being compared as equal in aged or older definitely is a shot to the gut, I gotta say.
Right. You shaved the beard. Yes. And tried to take some of the years off.
To all the kids' dismay, I have violated the sanctity of No Shave November. When I tell all of you that a month is not my boss.
All right, I guess we can talk a little more about the game here. I don't even know what else to say about the game.
Right,
though,
it's
actually,
really it's a really good game so far. I'm happy. I think the thing that both teams need to watch out for as they're coming into the second half is that focus and that energy level. You can see it a little bit in Deshaun, and I know him from coaching him in the other 2 seasons. He was getting a little fatigued right now. After some big plays, he's running down that ball, trying to get the pick or trying to stop the pass. But I don't know if I'm not a football coach. I've never been a football coach. But maybe it's time to get those rotation guys in, protect a little injury.
Yeah, keep things running. It's funny because I feel like
going.
The first couple minutes of the second half are going to be key. If the Hornets get any, if they score again, now we're in running time.
Yeah.
And really ends it. If you're York, you've got to think to come out and you got to do something right away, immediately.
York really needs something big. You see them at the second half. The shoulders are starting to drop. The head's starting to drop. They're getting a little tired. It's a long trip from York to Levitt, and you're starting to think about that bus ride home. A touchdown, a big pick, anything in the start of the second half could easily spark a fire in them. But if it doesn't happen, if Levitt scores a touchdown, I think it's going to be tough for them to recover.
Yep. The other thing that I'm going to be looking for, things you're going to be looking for in the second half that are not related to the score or the game itself.
Snack Shacks. I'm looking forward to the Snack Shack line, the French fries. This is our last opportunity to get the Levitt Snack Shack snacks.
Yes.
And for those of you who are out there and don't get to partake in the Levitt Snack Shack Shacks because you're the Snevich, I can't even say it. It's a tongue twister. The Levitt Snack Shack snacks. You're missing out. It's like I don't know, 5 stars, probably an over exaggeration, but at least a 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
It's quite the organization of moms slinging French fries, pizzas, Gatorades,
and dads.
And dads. Oh yeah, no, it's a full restaurant experience down there.
All right, Mason, do you have something you're looking forward to that's not related to the football game here in the second half? If you want a moment, I can go. It relates to something I saw in the chat comments, which is more cowbell. I really enjoy. We had to open the window, so there was some ghosting occurring. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we were getting text messages that the reflection off the camera was being seen, so that's why we went with the open window. But it does create a lot more cowbell noise now that you can pick up.
Yes, the big cowbell feed.
So, and I think based on the score and that those cowbells are definitely from Turner, we're going to be hearing more cowbell as we go.
Mason caught what I was catching. Someone's got a lost mitten. Anyone out there on the internet? Mitten owner's been found. Thank goodness. I was really concerned that we were going to have a stray mitten.
Great.
You know what happens with stray mitten? Oh, we got Oren Shaw on film. Oren Shaw graduated last year, son of Eben Shaw, the principal here at Levitt Area High School. Some waves. Got the waves.
They just realized that they were on camera. Great hat by Oren.
Yes.
I was just about to say that. That was probably one of the things I'm looking forward to is bucket hat Oren.
Bucket hat Oren. Oh, we got a little snow. We should get the weather.
Wow.
I did. Oh, now it's always tricky.
Oh,
I feel like when you're watching a game, whether or not the camera picks up the precipitation.
Well, it is snowing, folks. It is snowing. This is I think, a good sign. Christmas is coming.
I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera, but you have to take our word for it that there is snow falling.
You know what?
You got to get it up into the.
That's an interesting thing. Folks, you're seeing a green field right now, but a couple mornings ago, it was not green. There's been a lot of work done to make this this game happen at Levitt. We had snow blowers. We had the full maintenance staff.
There were students out there helping.
Students, yeah.
They were grabbing all able bodies to get this field ready for tonight.
There's a community effort, and there's like a science. There's like the turf dry.
Yes, they were dropping
some nitrogen. Like there's all sorts of things from the sports fields guys that were advising us. There was a lot of team. This is like I'm waiting for this field to either blow up or just like turn into a desert because
there was definitely some time where it was unclear if this game was going to be played here or at Lewiston until the community came alive to bring things back.
And really exciting that it is happening here because Elliot's not here tonight, but because of the Snack Shack. When we were at Lewiston High School, we don't get to operate the Snack Shack. All the proceeds would go, if the Snack Shack is open, and all the proceeds go to Lewiston High School because they're gracious enough to let us use their field. However, on a big night like tonight, this is a big Snack Shack night.
Big Snack Shack night. Big on the hot chocolate, I think.
Yes.
As always.
What do we see out there? What do we see? I see tinfoil. Lots of tinfoil, some M&Ms, a lot of photo taking.
I saw some fried Oreos earlier.
Ooh, some fried Oreos. You see that? That is an Old Orchard Beach thing, people. You need to. I would leave your house and come down and get some snacks.
Yeah, there's still time if you're in the Tri-Town area.
Well, of course, just leave the broadcast on. Help boost up our numbers.
You can be streaming home, and actually, you know what's nice sometimes is to stream it on your computer and your phone and your TV. We've had over 200 people on the stream tonight.
If you stream, you can, as you're driving here, you can stream it for the audio. You just have to leave it, hands free.
Don't look at it.
No, don't look at it. Definitely don't touch it. If you can't do it with one swipe or one click, it is against the law. Oh, look, that's Leah Mayhew, one of our girls soccer players. Very strong waver.
Very friendly.
Yeah.
She's waving.
Oh.
Wait, I don't even know who else just waved. We got a second wave.
All
right, the players are coming back out here, and we may turn back over soon to the professionals.
Oh, but it looks like number 16 is cleaned up a little bit.
Hendrickson?
Yeah, Hendrickson.
Yep.
He was pretty dirty, but
he may have cleaned his jersey up during.
Yep. Hey, Mom.
With the
check it out. I'm still clean, Mom.
Hendrickson with
he did maybe a Tide. What are the
stick to go? Tide stick to go. This halftime show brought to you by Tide. Last week it was good and plenty. And this time it is Tide.
Hendrickson with the Stephen Gray style hair out there.
Yes, and we actually could see the real Stephen Gray.
Stephen Gray is down there.
You know, I got to tell you, like, you get a graduating class and you definitely miss some kids. I miss seeing Stephen Gray's flowing locks going down the hallway.
Always had a big smile on his face, ready to, he was always ready for the day.
Always ready for the day. Usually, we
got some crowd
thinking the camera's on them.
You're all on Buzz Media.
Unfortunately, they don't realize that the camera is there for Stephen Gray.
A few people did.
They think it's for them, but it's really for...
Maybe they'll go home and watch this later and realize
yes.
And here we go. The Levitt boys are coming out.
Josh County getting the crowd fired up.
We got 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the halftime.
Do we now, Mason? Did you say what you're looking forward to here before we?
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking for a another great half here with Dave and Ryan, of course.
Wait, I feel like that was just an insult to me. Right. You're looking forward to us taking off the headsets.
Right.
I will not comment on the.
It's nice. I wish. Can we get? I'm gonna get a shot of the big Levitt circle here. That looks pretty impressive.
Staying warm as it is.
Everyone's out there. Everyone's fired up. We're gonna be ready to go here.
Luckily, Nancy Fournier, our athletic trainer, has had a bit of a slow night. Of course, I'm sure she's always looking forward to that.
Oh. I wish we could get a pause. It's hard to keep her. It's hard to keep her from moving because she's always doing something. But the one thing you got to appreciate about Nancy knows how to bundle up all cold games. She is
bundling up. Bundling up is key. All right, I think
it is time to pop over. Oh no! They're letting us keep the mic for a little longer, folks.
Normally, what happens in the game, we will take after every touchdown and timeout, we take a 30-second break.
Oh, so this is.
And you can talk, but you're not going to talk about the game.
So these guys. Oh, we have. Wait a minute. What just happened here?
We got a York raid, I think.
They just ran through the crowd with a boombox like it was the 1980s.
You know what? If you ran through a crowd like this in the 1980s with a boombox, that was markings for a street war, I think. That is.
There was a shirtless York fan. I'm sure that's always an interesting look.
Right. I'm trying to get a read on the Mr. Shaw. Where's Mr. Shaw? I'm seeing hot pursuit of the shirtless madman here. You know what? If I was Mr. Shaw, I think I'd just let him go. See how long he can last in the cool. Oh, it is. All
right, now it is time for us to turn it back over.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Mason.
All right. Did you guys happen to catch the York raid?
I saw. I couldn't tell what they were doing.
Just the end of it. Just the end of it.
Yep. The York players decided to do a little raid on the opposing sideline. They may have neglected to look at the scoreboard.
Right.
Yep. That's right. So this opening series of the second half, when a game is like this, is really important because if Levitt can put them away, this is when you do it. You put your foot right on the throat right now.
Listen, if this game is going to be like this, I just assume see Levitt score one more time to keep that clock going.
Yeah, running time, 35 points difference in the second half. But York will get the ball first, so it's going to be important that Levitt comes up and plays good defense and shuts them down. You heard some scores over the loudspeaker. Winthrop, Monmouth, 7. Lisbon, 7 at halftime. Bonnie Eagle, 7. Scarborough, 7, which is that's a good game. Those are two really good teams, numbers 2 and 3. In Northern Maine, Bucksport is way ahead of Dexter at halftime. I think it was 42-7. So kind of keep you up to date on those scores. Yeah, I find if I sit down over here, you can see over the top of me. If I stand up here,
you're fine.
We can't both see out that window. So it's a little cramped up here, folks. Here's the kickoff.
York's going to have it at about the 25 where they have been all night. Going to bring it up to 38. York will have the first possession of the second half.
So like I said, big possession for both teams. If Levitt wants to make sure they got this game under control, they got to shut them down now. And York needs to get something going if they want to get at least any shot at being back in this game. The longer it goes and the colder it gets, the harder it is for York.
See if Hines throws the ball like he did in the second half, the first half rather.
Empty backfield. No, I'm sorry.
Fake to Daly over the middle is going to be caught.
Very good fake there.
I think Hendrickson, be a gain of 8.
Calder on the tackle. Yeah, Hines got a gun. I don't think there's any question about that. Quite an arm. Maybe I won't say gun. Got quite an arm.
Shotgun behind again. It's going to be a gift to Daly, and that's going to go nowhere. It's going to be with a yard loss. I think Morin got to him first.
That's a big play because it sets up now. Do you want to throw the ball here and take a chance? Or are they in a 4-down zone? They may be.
Well, I think that they have to be. We have not seen a punt yet tonight.
No.
Line back to pass. It's going to be
Picked off. Marky Herman.
By Harmon.
Taken down by Hendrickson.
Wow, not only is it a great interception, what a catch. That ball was way up in the air, and he went up and got it.
With ease, if I might add.
Well, that's the turnover. That's the turnover Levitt wanted. Yeah. You know, get themselves, see if they can't get running time and get this game going.
Out of Hines' hands, you can see that was he lofted that one. It was gonna be high.
Fisher calling timeout. They want to check the receiver there.
Sore.
Yeah, he looks like he's
slow to get up.
Yeah, slow to get up.
Appears the starters are still left in.
Calder pick up about 2.
Yeah, I think you need to get some time here. There's always a delicate balance. York's going to leave their guys in because they like to try to finish with a win here and get to the state game. And if you at this stage of the year, you don't want to get anybody hurt. But by the same token, you don't want your starters not to have played long enough,
right?
So that if you make it to the state game next week, they haven't had enough game time.
It's
so
a very dangerous game here.
Yeah, you got to keep them in for part of this.
Alan Peabody doing a good job holding onto the ball there.
So York was trying to strip it.
You know, it's hard. I can't tell whether the read wasn't good, but he didn't feel like he had any place to run, and he kind of picking his way there. And I think when you get that kind of a situation, you got to get up in there and you got to run. So not much yardage there.
Eddie Kern will take it.
Kern will take it to midfield. Might see a first punt now.
Yeah, again, Levitt may be trying, to start this quarter, see if they can't run some clock down so that it makes it harder and harder for York to come back because there isn't any time left.
So. Levitt is sending out the punt unit, it appears.
Looks like Hathaway's going to you could see a fake here.
It's like Hathaway's going to punt, yeah.
Especially with, because Hathaway usually does some of the punting, so might see a fake, but...
I haven't seen them punt enough to know who the punter is.
Very good kick.
It's going to take a kind of a Levitt bounce. It's going to roll all the way to the 21-yard line.
So we'll see if York comes out and decides they're going to throw the ball over the park or what they're going to do.
York luckily keeps it out of running time right there.
So trips to the right.
Hendrickson in motion.
Hensley back to pass.
Was it
almost picked off by Calder? His hand on it. Pass was intended for Daly. He didn't really turn around till the ball was almost where he's going to catch it, but.
And it was close. The defender did put his hands on him. That was close, but good coverage. Now the clock stopped here because of the incompletion, but boy, York spends a lot of time getting their play in before they actually run it.
pass to Hendrickson.
Incomplete.
Breaks
He's going to
the
get away.
Mark Herman
He's gonna take
tackle.
it about the 33.
He's taken down by number 58, Tommy Casey, the junior captain.
Gonna have a first down.
Brought down by number 58, Tommy Casey. The pass is again good enough for your first down.
Fake jet sweep. It's going to be wide open to Daly up the middle. He's going to have the first down.
Yeah.
To him out from midfield.
Fake of the jet sweep and a nice counter back in with a little trap. Again, you know, a little wrinkle there.
Great pursue there by Mark Herman.
Kind of been following. The Class D game. Southern Maine Class D with at Lawston with Winthrop and Lisbon. It was tied at the half.
So if Levitt is to win this game, who are their possible opponents?
Winslow?
Friday night against either Winslow or
MCI.
MCI, yeah.
Winslow, a name that is usually connected to Levitt, as a few years ago they were playing a lot of state games against them.
Yes. And Levitt already played MCI to open the season.
Lisbon starts off with a second half touchdown. They lead Winthrop Monmouth 14-7.
I picked that, by the way. I said in Lisbon I thought it was going to be too physical for him. We'll see.
Line back to pass. We got a flag down. It's going to be incomplete.
Hendrickson,
yeah, he's
hopping off the field right now.
Whew.
That is a big loss there for the
Yes,
Wildcats if he does not return shortly.
Looks like it might be holding. Although Levitt was dropping back, I don't know.
Unfortunately, it appears Hendrickson is in some pain right now.
Yes.
He's down on the sideline.
Can't imagine it being a cramp.
Oh yeah, when it's cold, same as you're dehydrated. You get the same. Didn't you remember the MCI Oak Hill
I do.
State Championship game? The whole team from MCI had cramps. Big penalty there.
Love this kid.
2nd and 23. Quite the.
I'm going to give it to Daly. He's going to put his head down. He's going to knock back.
Gain
Tommy
of maybe
Casey.
a yard or two. Very interesting there, as it appears the Wildcats have been, favoring the pass game, but they decided to run it there with a lot of field to make up.
Well, again, you spread him out and you hope that you find a seam and he breaks through and it's just a single safety. So Hathaway, so you hope that he could beat him. That's what that's all about.
Lines back to pass, looks over the middle. It's going to be incomplete.
Little crossing pattern. He had coverage by the linebacker, and I think they were hoping he could catch it and get away. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and big.
They will punt.
We're going to see both these punters now all of a sudden.
Very interesting that we haven't seen very many punts tonight.
No,
This
this
is
is
the second one.
Yeah, one each.
We have Mark Herman in the backfield, ready to return it as always.
And that's going to be took off way early.
Yeah, a little early.
Assume it's a new guy. Special teams guy.
Yeah, well,
white.
his uniform is absolutely white. So
that is something we actually talked about at halftime with Davis and Gentara, how dirty the uniforms were getting. It was a little interesting. Hendrickson was absolutely caked in mud, but as he came out for the second, he had a nice, clean, pristine uniform. So
they might have brought some extra jerseys to throw on. A little bit of a York bounce inside the 40.
Levitt will take over. 5:48 to play here in the third. It's 36-7.
See what Levitt decides to do. Last time they ran the ball 3 times. They had a penalty and didn't get the first down. So see what they do.
Damian Calder in motion. They fake it to Eddie Kern.
He's going to take it. He's gained about 10.
Nice to fake the jet sweep, handed it opposite. A little bit of a off tackle play.
Some good sportsmanship there between Eddie Kern and number 33 on the Wildcats.
See Cameron Hillis.
And it was a first down.
No, it wasn't after the first.
Yep.
It didn't look it when he went down, did it?
Not at all.
We have Denver Taylor out wide.
Trips to the left with a tight end over there.
So we give up the middle.
To Kern, who breaks free.
He's going to get it to the 45-yard line. We pick up 8.
So I've got to be honest, Mason. I don't remember his name being called earlier in the year. Has he carried the ball a lot?
Eddie Kern? Actually, last week, I do believe I said he was running like a madman. Little, what was it, Steve Young?
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember it now.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes with this, it's very very wide rotation between
spread out.
Yes.
all of these backs, and sometimes it's a little hard for even for some of the juniors to get some touches. But Eddie Kern making the most of it here tonight.
Eddie Kern again.
Once again, Eddie
Still on
Kern.
his feet. He's on 20 for the first time. He's taking it all the way to the 35-yard line.
First down.
Eddie Kern has really made that jump this year, from his sophomore year up to this junior year. He is, he put in a lot of work in the offseason, and it appears to be paying off here tonight.
He's a junior. That's another good running back coming back.
4 minutes to go in the third. It's still 36-7. Levitt with the lead.
Levitt trying to run the clock.
Steady diet of Eddie Kern. Late flag comes in.
For number 57.
Personal foul on York. Attack on 15.
That'll tack on some, yeah.
Pierce Kern comes out.
So Hathaway's done a nice job with that 40-second clock where you can get up and see it. He's letting it run off as far as he can and run as much clock as he can, which is a good job by him and well coached.
So next week, Coach Hathaway will have double duty, right? Is he the boys basketball coach as well?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's going to be rather interesting.
Assume the Levitt boys will practice probably out late. Football practice after school, basketball practice later on that night. Calder.
Deshaun, rather. You can start to feel it now. The Levitt line is starting to take over control of that line of scrimmage. Not that they didn't before, but you can see them driving back. Calder's hurt a little bit here.
I want to guess a cramp.
Could be. And maybe a little tired. He's got a limp. It's hard to say whether it's a cramp or not, but
We see Connor Garrity and Landon Arsenal running out on the field. Maybe something they might have learned from Wyatt Hathaway and Cole, Camden Jordan last week.
That's right. You go out and help your teammates.
Hopefully it is not some sort of injury.
He's trying not to put any weight on it. That's not a cramp. That's an ankle. Let the trainer look at him. One of the best changes I've seen in high school sports is having a trainer on site a lot of times for even at practices, but especially for games, that is really vital.
Yeah, especially a trainer, you know, with the of the caliber of Nancy Fournier.
Well, and they're connected to a physician so that they can get them in to be seen right away too.
So you give to Kern up the middle. We get a 4th down here.
Well, he's getting some work tonight, isn't he? Again, Levitt trying to run that clock down. They haven't thrown the ball this half, I don't believe, have they? No. And again, this is something every coach plays this differently. You're going to try to get a score quick and get out and run the clock, or are you going to work on something? A lot of times a coach like Coach Hathaway was thinking about the big picture, working on something right here to get ready for next week.
Be a 3rd and 4. Hathaway pass open, Morin touchdown.
Touchdown, Cole Morin.
Let the clock run now.
Yeah, I mean the tight end, the big tight end, Morin has been open on 3 occasions that we remember very well. 3 for touchdowns actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking the short one, but they have 3 touchdowns. So all big plays. He's a big, strong target, and he's made a difference tonight for sure. They're going to go for 2. Kern doesn't get the extra point, so it still remains 35. So once they kick the ball off, it is running time. The rules on running time are it stops for a defensive penalty, a timeout, a touchdown, and an injury. Incomplete pass or out of bounds, none of those things make any difference on the time. We've got the cheers firsthand.
Oh yeah,
She's right in front of us.
That is Chloe Belgard.
We got to make sure we get Mason. We got to make sure we get the people cheering here in the stands. They're doing a heck of a job. So the Hornets ready to kick off.
Clock will run. 42-7.
2:19 in this period. Now it's interesting, they have not used the 40-second clock. They've only used 25 tonight.
I've not seen the 40, you're right.
No. That's what it's supposed to be, 40, right? Ball's supposed to be ready for play right away. Now, I suppose they have the option maybe of doing something different, but I didn't realize that.
Not sure what's going on. They're sending the coach down to the principal's going as well. Looking for something in the end zone. Hathaway's kick is away. The little pooch kick is going to be fielded around the 30-yard line. It's going to go out of bounds this time.
Out of bounds.
Anything that goes out of bounds anywhere on the sideline, the ball comes out to the 35-yard line. Or they can make them kick it again. I guess they want them to kick it again. 5-yard penalty. Can you tell what's going on down there?
Looks like they removed some fans on the other side of the fence. Not sure.
I did see a Levitt Letterman jacket. So maybe some
officials pointed that way, and
yeah, it might have been inappropriate language, or maybe somebody smoking, or you never know.
So, Hathaway will kick again.
And because it was a penalty, you got to stop the clock.
.2:19 to play here in the third. 42-7. Kick will be fielded at the 35.
He will break
And
back
just like
inside.
that, accelerated clock is gone. Nope. They're going to take him down at the
Well, that decision to make
14-yard line.
that decision to make him kick again sure was good.
Riley Lynn.
Luckily, Hathaway and Calder able to get back. It did appear that he was almost gone there.
Lynn made a big catch. Remember a long catch in the first, really early in the game in their first drive, and then we really haven't heard from him since.
The Wildcats have appeared to struggle inside the red zone. Hopefully,
Yeah, they have. You're
for their sake, they can punch it in.
Well, not as much room, certainly. They got splits on both sides.
Gonna get Lynn in motion. Little delayed, slow jet sweep that's going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Lynn decides to cut it back,
Tommy
taking
Casey.
down Tommy Casey, who was just absolutely fired up here.
Yeah, not much of a design there. I mean, if you're going to run jet sweep, that's the jet is the key word. You got to be flying across there so that when you get the ball, you get to the corner before they almost realize you have it. And that was
Just a little
slow motion.
slow strut over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
Didn't do much of anything. Under a minute.
Oh, Hines, a
Incomplete pass.
very nice throw
Yes,
there.
it was. I'm trying to get. I gotta get that kid on video. Love it.
So again, the receiver was open. A nice job by the Levitt linebacker to get a piece of it and knock it down.
That'll end the third quarter. 42-7.
That was Casey again, right?
Levitt with the lead over York. You're ready for fourth quarter action. I say start the clock right now. What do you think?
Reeds,
Which one?
one of each.
That one again? Okay. So our sponsor from down in Southern Maine, Anthony's Food Shop and Lunchbox. Louis, a proud sponsor of tonight's York Wildcat playoff action at Anthony's Food Shop. Pizza is the best passion. Using only the freshest ingredients and baked in their stone hearth oven, their award-winning pizza attracts customers from all over, dine in, take out, or they will deliver. When it comes to coffee, Anthony believes the fresher the better, roasting daily in small batches. Their signature brand, Anthony Small Batch. Roasters guarantee you're getting the freshest cup in town. Anthony's is open daily 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit them. 679 Route 1 in York.
Very smart to use the small batch, rotation. Ensuring that coffee is nice, warm.
I could go for a nice warm hot chocolate
I'm
right
ready
now.
for that right now. Scarborough Bonnie Eagle, 7-7 in the fourth quarter. Probably about where we are, probably starting the fourth quarter.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Thornton Bonnie Eagle state final.
It appears the ball deflected off of the hands of Alan Peabody right into number
Then
7
Lynn
of the
caught it,
Wildcat.
yeah.
Wow, just a great awareness there by Lynn. Alan Peabody not too happy about that, but I'm sure he will
He'll get
be
over it.
working to make that one
Oh,
back.
this is a 4th and 1. And we'll get a timeout called by the Wildcats.
I think it's just because I think Levitt didn't like that coverage. They're talking about what the corner was doing there, and
If you're missing your key, it looks like a automobile key. Please come.
There's it right now. Looks like an automobile key. That was great.
oh, that's right, that's the one I had. get it sometime, yeah.
I'll even let you read it. So here we go. 4th and 1 for the Wildcats from the Levitt 4-yard line. Well, that's not right. There it is. So be a give to Daly up the middle, and he might be stopped
by Spognardi and Melanson.
That's probably going to be the icing on the cake. We'll see the spot.
Once again, the red zone struggles have continued here for the Wildcats.
And it's going to be Levitt ball.
If you just think that if the Wildcats had punched in at just a few of those, red zone attempts, how different this game could be.
Absolutely. I think that, easy to say now because it's 42-7. I still think a big play in that game was that onside kick that hit that player's foot. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, he's running away from the ball, but it's coming right at you and it hits you.
I did say that during halftime that I felt, the energy most certainly changed.
Agreed.
Once Denver Taylor picked up that ball, and I'm sure he's going to come watch that on replay later tonight.
Curran on the carry up the middle. We pick up about 8. He's going to have close to 100 yards just here in the second half. Seems like they've given him the ball every time. I didn't see, is Calder back up? Is he in, or what's his deal? Is he around? Going locker room maybe?
It appeared to be cramps. Usually I don't like to speculate, but hopefully, that is our best case scenario, that he's able to, play in the possible state game if barring some sort of miracle here. I never like to,
Curran again. Pretty close to the first down.
Deshaun Calder had to have at least broken 100 yards tonight, considering, he got 82 in one play. So,
have at it.
Dave Blocker, Allstate Insurance in Auburn. Their team lives and works alongside you. As a local Allstate agency and local residents themselves, you can count on Dave Blocker, Allstate Insurance, to understand firsthand the protection you and your car need, from hot days to snowy weather. They believe in treating people with respect. Dave Blocker, Allstate Insurance.
Hathaway in the gun.
Off to Kern once again.
Kern again, and probably have a couple, but more importantly, the clock is still ticking. And Coach, I think the wind's picked up even more now. Look at the flag up on the top of the scoreboard. And it's really going.
Well, they said it's going to be cold tomorrow, and I think it started tonight. You can feel the difference from when we came. It's much, much cooler.
I walked outside at halftime, and it is a considerable difference in temperature outside versus up here, even with the window open.
It is nowhere compared to the absolute, just how cold it was last week.
I know, that was awful.
I was out there for about 10 minutes, and I had to come back inside. I don't see how the Levitt fans do that.
Herman on the carry.
Little change up here. We've been hearing Kern's name all night. Appears they're giving him a little bit of a breather.
Be 3rd and 4.
Again, I think you get everybody ready for next week so that if somebody does go down, you've got somebody to come in and take their place who has some playoff experience.
Guess who?
Kern's going to be a little short of the first down, right? Well, it depends on what they spotted, I guess.
Yes, he'll be short. I say kick it away.
Oh,
and I say that because if you don't get it, you're going to give York the ball right here. If they score, there goes the accelerated clock.
Well, Hathaway's the kicker, so you really can't tell what they're going to do yet. They haven't sent anybody back yet. No, it looks they're going for it. Wow, that's gutsy.
Wonder if they continue to hand it to Kern, and they do.
He is. Nope, he's not going to make it.
Oh, I think he did.
You
You
think
don't
so?
think he got it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, wow. I thought he
Oh,
was
yeah.
I thought he's at the 24. He's going to be at the 26.
Yeah, it appears they may have given him a foot or two on the spotting.
Guess I got to get my eyes checked. Coach Wing has better vision, apparently.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you? It's that a blind squirrel finds them out every now and then.
I would say to me it did appear that it was short, but
Just where he went down, I thought. He
Yeah.
must have
Yeah.
the ball
Yeah.
extended.
I
I missed it.
think you got a good spot.
Mark Herman heads into motion.
Jet sweep. He's going to make a cut.
Take it back inside.
You know, he didn't get a lot of yardage, but boy, waited for his blockers
Yes, he
well. You know, it's always a debate. Where do you turn up? You don't want to turn up too soon, but you don't want to drag it out. That's what the defense wants. They want you to stretch it out, and then all of a sudden you didn't gain anything.
It was very interesting. There was about 5:40 left, but a lot of the starters have stayed in.
I think they're starting to filter in a couple here and there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think again.
See a lot of them running over by Coach Hathaway.
No,
waiting to be
knowing you're
kickoff.
gonna play in the state game next week, you got to keep your regulars ready to go a full game, because next week it isn't going to be one of those games that it's going to be running time. They got to be ready to play.
That's number 13.
And again, the Levitt up front, the line has been tremendous. They have continued to
Bossy.
to drive the York defensive line back, even though they got a lot of guys in the box trying to stop that running game. They've done a nice job.
Clock is ticking. Under 5 to play here. Give to Bossy. He's going to have the first down.
Again, just what Levitt wants. Spread the ball around and keep moving that clock.
So 20-15 Lisbon. And the report I'm getting is, for some reason, right off the bat, with 4:42 to play, Winthrop went for the home run, and Lisbon picked it and brought it all the way back to the 18.
All right. Unfortunately, to the Buzz Media fans out there, we might be losing you. Possibly. There's only 3 minutes left on the camera and about 3:34 to go. But hopefully that doesn't happen, barring a clock stopping in any way.
Keep it going. It shouldn't stop. No,
Well,
they
it's
should
not
keep it
supposed to
going.
stop unless there's a touchdown. They keep running like this, we'll be fine.
Yep, it is 42-7, as you can see in the graphic
do you
down
get
below.
do you get a signal so we can sign off before?
Well, Levitt heading to UMaine next Friday night, Coach.
I think it probably is you and I, isn't it?
Let's do it.
I think so. Why not?
I'll make a weekend out of it. Stay at the casino. head
Oh
to
yeah,
Florida next.
you always do. Oh, but I usually go back down to the games on Saturday.
That's
Have
what
you
I'm
done
talking
that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay in Bangor. Let's leave early on Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah. It's always a debate that long Saturday. Ooh, boy, it gets cold after a while.
I'm usually good for 2 out of the 3 games.
Yeah.
I'll sit in my car for a little while.
I've done that. Sitting the game I wasn't doing, sit in the car with the heater on.
Someone like Fitzpatrick Stadium, I'm surprised they haven't redone that press box, made it heated. And
They don't use it other than that day, really.
that's true.
Ooh,
That's kind of
pretty good
the
hit
word
there.
I'm looking for, but Kern kind of hit for a loss there. We haven't seen that yet tonight.
No, that's
Yeah.
right.
Very hard hit there. About 2 minutes left to go.
Good thing here, there's no 2-minute warning in high school. It's going to be a 4th down.
This seems a little long to go for it.
Well, you take a look at the season that Levitt has, and I understand it's the plays that got to go next year, but you got to tip your cap to Coach Hathaway and the preparation of his coaching staff all season long, every week.
Oh, absolutely.
Incredible.
Everybody's shooting for you. They know the other team to beat.
Hathaway takes a knee. The camera battery is running pretty low here, just about 1 minute left.
Well, we're going to be 25 seconds off.
So, Mason, thanks for doing this with
yes,
us.
Absolutely. It's been
Buzz Media. This has been great.
I like Buzz Media. I'm a fan.
It's been great. The fans were fired up. Levitt put on a tremendous performance again, all long touchdowns. And hopefully Palmer and Wing will be in Orono next week.
Do it. I'm ready. Book them at hotel room tonight.
Thank you guys for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Commentating alongside you. Here we see Chloe Bellegarde leading the chants once again. It is Abby Webster hitting the drums.
Hopefully Coach Hathaway does not get a Gatorade bath. I'd be upset.
I've never seen him get a Going to the state game, baby. Say that. Going to the state game. In Orono, Friday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I think there's a memory issue.
Again, a reminder, there will be an award ceremony after a handshake. We do ask all fans to please stay off the field.
I forgot about that.
So I guess we're going to come back on.
Yep, we do have the Gentura cam going right now. We'll get some exclusive field action there. The trophy ceremony. Just the score may not reflect it, but a very hard-fought game here for the Wildcats. Just punching in a few more of those maybe brought the score a bit closer, but it had been just a set below shootout between two high school football teams.
I agree.
Well, I think what you said really was true. I think they had some red zone chances and didn't take advantage of them. And if they did, they're still not probably going to win this game, but I think it makes it so that they got a shot at making it close, and you never know after that. So Levitt will play the winner of Winslow MCI, who play tomorrow in Orono at the University of Maine on Friday night at 7 o'clock.
I bet you there'll be quite a few Levitt coaches tomorrow going to watch that game.
I'm thinking everybody.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield.
And we will not be able to do MBR, but I'm hoping that police media we will be there to do that game.
Athletic Director of Levitt High School, Ryan Mirage, and ranking member of the NBA, Principal Evan Shaw of Levitt, will make the presentation.
Hathaway usually pretty reserved, but he definitely deserves this one.
Both teams for their excellent seasons and for advancing to this regional championship game. As you reflect back to this season, may all of your memories be positive, and may you take with your pride that you gave it your best effort, that you represented yourselves, your school, and your communities with great dignity. To begin the presentation, I would ask the captains of the York Wildcats to please come forward.
I will say the Wildcats have earned my respect here tonight, as it was just a game of 5 or 6 yards. They just punched in a few of those yards.
Emblematic of the 2019 Southern Maine Class C football runners-up. Congratulations, York.
That's, I hate to say this, that trophy nobody wants. But you got to be proud that you're here.
I had a friend when I was at Central Maine Community College. He was at Lake Region basketball. They won the, I think it might have even been the state runner-up. And he made the mistake of, as the Levitt Hornets get the championship plaque of Southern Maine Class C for football.
Held by senior captain Riley Parmenter, who excitedly brings it up to the crowd.
No better feeling than that.
Nope. But he took the runner-up plaque.
I do know a better feeling, as a matter of fact. If they win that game next week, that'll be
that'll be a gold ball.
One more to go.
Got to get this one first, though. So this is a big one.
Anyway, he took the championship, the runner-up plaque, and threw it out the bus window, leaving the Augusta Civic Center.
Oh boy.
He got some time away from school for that.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you start in August,
yep,
exactly. And you've done all that off-season weightlifting and getting ready. You started when it's too hot to practice. Now it's almost too cold to play. And when it culminates in getting that plaque that gets you to next Saturday or next Friday, either one, it's tremendous.
That'll do it for us.
All right.
NBR Buzz Media. Mason, thank you again. It's been a pleasure. Been a lot of fun.
Hopefully.
I think I'm probably going to go up either way, but that's just me. Make a weekend out of it. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for coming, everyone.